Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing new shades that Peripera came out for their water bear tints. We have 3 new shades: a warm tone, a neutral, slightly cool tone, and a cool tone shade. I believe this is in collaboration with CARDCAPTOR, which is a manga. I did buy this with my own money, but if you do buy early, they do have some promotion items, and as part of that they have this character. Really nice wing detail as well. For the packaging, it's pretty much the same as previous shades. They do have a little bit of a detail, and for the brush it's also the same as well. You have this heart-shaped brush, slightly hollow. Alright, so first up we have number 12, Seiling Power. This is described as being a full warm shade. It is described as being a cherry red color. Similar to the promotional pictures, so I have this rosy red color. From looking up close, it does look like a red bean type of shade. Pretty much the same formula as previous shades. Very beautiful semi-blurring effect. Very beautiful glaze like gloss finish. Kind of gives this transparent see-through gloss effect. Very pigmented as well. As you know, for this formula it does oxidize quite a bit, so the initial color that you apply is not what you're going to get. So it has this gel slash oil like formula. Very moisturizing. For the follow, we have a more pigmented red color. Kind of looks more like a red bean type of red shade. It's not super warm toned, but this is considered a warm tone shade. Some comparison swatches. At the bottom I have Seiling Power. On top of that is number 5 from the same collection, and at the top is Softly Brown. Very similar muteness, but Softly Brown does have more brown in it. For number 5, it looks probably the most similar to Seiling Power. Number 5 does look a little bit more rosy. This is Etude Sweet Potato Red from their water gel tint. It's a lot more purple. This is a red shade, but typically it will have a red stain. Let's go ahead with the transfer test. Barely in transfer, very light transfer, very pigmented stain. Next up we have shade 13, Cherry Blossom. This is labeled as a spring warm and summer cool shade, and it does lean towards being more of a neutral shade, slightly cool toned. It's described as being a cherry blossom pink shade. It does look quite similar to the promotional pictures. You sort of have this bright and vibrant pink color. A lot of these bunny's tongue pink type of shades have been coming out. This is looking very similar to that as well. So for the full look, now we can see a more pigmented magenta. If I didn't look at the description, I probably think this is a cool tone shade. However, it is mute the more that you apply. If you like violet purple undertones for your lip shade, I do recommend this. Very beautiful glossy finish, semi-blurring, and it's very moisturizing. The thing about this water bear formula is that it does oxidize quite a bit, so you're not going to get the initial color when you first apply it. So when I first applied it, it's sort of this light Barbie pink color, but once it oxidizes, it's going to deepen a bit. Regardless, it is quite a beautiful shade. Semi-mute, semi-brightening, gives a nice healthy flush. Here's a comparison swatch. At the bottom I have Cherry Blossom. On top of that is Ink Mood Glowy Tint in 16. I'll put the name on the screen somewhere. And on top of that is Pink Prize. 16 in the middle has a very similar undertone as Cherry Blossom, but it is a lot more bright and vibrant. Once they oxidize, I think it looks closer to Pink Prize. I think Pink Prize can go a few shades darker. Next up, this is 14 Guardian. This is a summer light shade. This is described as being a bright pink shade, and it's a little bit similar to the previous one, but it's a lot more bright and vibrant. So I have this hot pink color, and again, it is a cool tone shade, so you're going to see a little bit of a violet purple undertone, similar to the promotional pictures as well. So now for the full, you can see more pigmented hot pink color, sort of this electric pink purple shade. It's very bright, very vibrant, very nice pop of color if you're into that. For this formula, it works really well to give a very nice even application for a shade like this which can be quite hard. Glossy finish looks really good for this type of shade. So at the bottom I have Guardian. On top of that is in the same collection, number 3. Guardian is definitely a lot more bright and vibrant. At the bottom here I have Peripera's Inkwood Glowy Tint in 25. A little bit difficult to find a similar shade, but 25 is the closest that I could get. It does seem to have a very similar undertone with hot pink, but it does look a little bit more rosy once it oxidizes. These 3 shades didn't have a big impression on me. They are a little bit different from previous shades, except for one of them. Also, these 3 shades, they're not really in my palette. They're a little bit too bright or vibrant for me. So I do prefer the stain of these better. If I were to choose, I'd say 13 Cherry Blossom. But I'm hoping that they come out with lighter shades similar to Announced Beige. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.